103 Holy Assize. Oh, it's so good. Next question. Hello, Mr. Happy. I have to do research on a topic of my choice, so I'm doing, can MMOs be testing grounds to help the real-world economy? Let me read the best. My question is what comparisons can you make between the economy of 14 and the real world? You know what? And then you have a few less important questions. So the biggest one is supply and demand. You need to be able to identify how much supply exists of an item, how much demand there is for an item. That helps you determine pricing. What ends up happening in MMOs a lot is a lot of people don't see the demand going down or the supply, but they see the supply going up a lot. So a panic reaction is to just drop prices to make sure that your product is the one that people are buying, as opposed to really assessing, okay, how often is this item being bought? You know, can I wait it out? If I wait long enough, can I put it up at a higher price and eventually it sells anyway because the demand is just enough so that the supply doesn't outweigh it? A lot of that comes into nature. Another big thing is how easy materials are to acquire. That also determines price big time. If something's very easy to acquire, even if there is high demand and high supply, it's very likely going to be worth almost nothing. However, if there's low supply and high demand and the item has it's very, very annoying to get, then of course you're going to have great prices on it. I say those are the biggest things for the economy. You can also just run into people being assholes and completely undercutting everyone, trying to create a monopoly. You can also talk about that. We also have some smaller questions here. Do you think Samurai will be strength or dex based? That's a great question. You know, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if either or. I think they might go strength just because other tanks are strength. I would like to see them go dex because other tanks aren't dex though. But then they need another entire set of gear and it becomes more annoying. So I don't know actually. You think we'll ever get a tank class that uses a hammer? I'd like to see something that uses a hammer or a mace eventually. I don't know if it's a tank, but something. What would you do to make Pally feel? Let's bet Pally's in a much better spot right now. I wouldn't change. Honestly, what they did to Paladin last time, mostly, is what I would have done. There's still a few things that are annoying. Odes being on the global cooldown still suck. But you know what? You can work around it. And if you've listened to Layla on episode 51 of State of the Realm, he gives some great tank tips, especially the Paladins. So you should definitely watch that. All right, next question. Hey, Mr. Happy, not my first time asking, so here's a reset to all your 14 characters. Hope you enjoy releveling. Asshole. Anyway, the 14 story has grown so much since the start of 1.0. Do you think we'll ever do a video or a dedicated State of the Realm episode going over the entire story? I don't think so. I think doing sections of the story is way easier. Like, literally the entire story, we'd have to spend hours on out. Like, we would need a whole day set aside to do that. And Ethos would need an entire day set aside because he would have to be on that. I think it's better in segmented chunks because then it makes it more digestible to people. Whereas if you put a 6-hour video in front of somebody, it's like, I'm not watching all of this, and I'm not going to come back and watch it, to be honest. Secondly, regarding the feast, do you like the way the ranking system works? It doesn't seem to be in full effect yet, because I get matched against fucking gold and platinum players all the time, and I don't think there's an elo system and a rating system. I think it's just whoever's in the queue, they just throw in. But it's supposed to queue based on rating. So I'm assuming that that's not really going to start until the season itself starts. And then, I don't know. It seems a little off to me. Yeah, it seems to me the more you play, the higher. Yeah, so if your win rate is at least 51% and you play a shit ton of games, your ranking will go up. I mean, that's just the nature of it. If you're winning more than you're losing and you're playing a shit ton of games, then your rating will go up faster. That's the gist of it. I mean, that's as much as you really ever need. What's it called? So long as you get enough wins, you'll eventually rank up irregardless of your actual build. Now, it's like that more in light party queue than in solo queue. In solo queue, you'll get fucked pretty hard eventually if you start losing a lot of games in a row. Trust me. Next question. Hello, mister. Important question. I'm having a hard time getting back into Ninja, and I haven't touched it since it first came out. I'm level 50 and just leveling up to 60 for something to do. I'm also playing on PS4 if that matters. I don't remember the Mudra combinations or when I should be using certain Mudras. I'm trying to figure out what Mudras are good to use at what time. Is there any point to using Shuriken really other than a kind of quick attack? So Shuriken, if you have a Machinist in the group providing Hypercharge, great. If you have, and you also need to make sure you have the slashing debuff up. In that case, Shuriken is great. If you have a lot of lag, Shuriken is great. If you're learning about the other Mudras, the order is generally at the start of a fight, Huton before the pull, Suiton, Kasatsu, Trick Attack, Raiton or Fuma if you're lagging, then Raiton or Fuma if you're lagging, then Raiton or Fuma if you're lagging, then Huton. When you get Armor Crush, you never need to cast Huton again unless you screw up. And then on top of that, there's other situations. In an AoE situation, on 3 targets, on 2 targets, Doton is worth it if it's there for at least 18 seconds. Otherwise, don't use Doton. If it's on 3 targets, Catan is better than Raiton but is worse than Doton if the enemies would be alive for the entire duration of Doton. So, a few things to keep in mind there. Fuma can still be useful, but mostly useful if you have a Machinist in the group for the 10% physical hypercharge. Alright, next question. Hey Haps, quick non-gaming question. With Batman vs Superman coming out this week, who's gonna win? You know what? I would love to pick a side. The problem is, we already fucking know what happens because the trailer was like, oh, by the way, they're gonna get together with Wonder Woman in the end and fight Doomsday. Fucking ruined. It's still gonna be an entertaining movie, but the trailer, like, I can't pick a side because it's a fucking trailer. There's obviously gonna be a winner before that point, and then they just get together after. It's Batman. Batman can't lose. It's fucking Batman. Batman. Next one. Good evening, sir. Happy. Good evening, sir. You. I like your explanation of the current 3 melee DPS, the balancing strike regarding utility and personal damage output. What would you like to see in terms of the identity of the next melee DPS the devs design can create for itself? No need for guesses on the specific job or anything, just a niche you would find most interesting. A magical melee DPS would be a great niche to fill. You know why? Because that means that Bard doesn't necessarily need... Because, okay, so here's the thing. Machinist... Here's how Machinist works right now. Machinist benefits from hypercharge. We were talking about this before. On top of that, both the tanks benefit, and generally you bring 2, sometimes 3 melee DPS. That's 6 members benefiting from 1 buff. That's why Machinist currently, generally, is more favored over Bards for PvE. If you give a magical melee DPS, if you put a magical melee DPS or a magical tank into the game, a full magic, like all the damage they do is magic, it then gives Bard the ability to kind of tip the scales, because then the Bard can benefit another caster DPS on top of one of the melee DPS on top of the healers, which then balances things out a little bit more. So I would love to see the next melee DPS be a magical sorry, Red Mage. Would love to see them be another magical melee DPS. Next question. Hello again, Haps. I have nothing to give you, so you can have my respect. You know what, sir? That's all I need. By the way, this shirt doesn't just say eat. I love every time I wear this shirt. You said that you make a lot of your money doing mining favors. I haven't done that recently. That was something I was doing in 3.1 though. How would you suggest someone that has very little money and just the HQ crafted gathering gear, the white stuff, not the stuff at 3.2, get better gear money? Get blue script gear, do favors. Blue script gear should be sufficient for doing red script favors. That's it. Or get red script gear and then do red script favors. Either way. Then use the favors to buy the better gear. Also, do your A Realm Reborn Beast Tribe quests, because as soon as you get them to rank 3, you get materia every day. If you have all 4 of the Combat A Realm Reborn Beast Tribe quests at rank 3, that's 12 materia a day. That can net you easily 500 to like 800k a day. Easy. Alright, next question. Post this in last week's thread, too late, so re-asking. Thank you for re-asking the question. First time poster, so I have 50 SOs. Sure. My question is about ninja multi-target rotation. For now, my rotation looks like this. Doton, Kasatsu, Catan, Death Blossom. What's it called? Okay, so for Death Blossom, you really only use it on 5 or more targets, because otherwise it just drains your TP. Other than that, you'll mostly just lay down Dotons or use Catans. I explained the way that you determine what's better, to Doton or Catan before. If the targets are alive for at least 18 seconds, then Doton becomes equal to Catan. At 21 seconds, it becomes greater than Catan. So generally, you'll do Death Blossom, Blood for Blood, Death Blossom. Well, actually, that depends. You can start, if you want to cast Catan before you actually do your first Death Blossom, that's fine. But I usually like to do it after I buff. So Death Blossom, Blood for Blood, Death Blossom, Internal Release, Death Blossom, Catan, Death Blossom, Kasatsu, Death Blossom, Doton. Now, if that takes, if the targets are going to be dead very quickly, don't even bother using Doton. At that point, Kasatsu Catan, or Doton Kasatsu Catan, as you said. It depends on how long the targets are surviving. You need to be able to assess your party's damage in order to determine if it's worth using Doton. Otherwise, always use Catan. Alright, next question. Hey, Mr. Happy. A few quick questions regarding Paladin and one question about Ninja. I can't think of something good this time to give you, so I have a kitchen knife for your Ninja to throw at your next Savage attempt. I like it. Will Paladin ever get a battle res? I'm going to just go ahead and say no. 2, while Clemency is great, do you think Paladin may get less strong but instant heal shield later on? I don't want any more abilities. Maybe make Clemency give a shield at some point. I wouldn't mind that. Clemency can proc Divine Veil now, though, so that should work. That kind of acts like the way you're saying it does. 3, I don't know if I'm the only one wanting this, but do you think Paladin may get a Captain America shield toss that chains out other enemies? I'm expecting at some point Shield Lob to be AoE. I actually am expecting that at some point to get a trait that does that, so we're well on our way. And a ninja question. So quick story, my retainer keeps bringing me mortal mock knives, and every time it does I get the urge to try ninja, but I only have a 15 rogue. Already have Dragoon, so I wanted to know how about the rotation abilities compared to Dragoon. Let's just say this, if you played any melee DPS, it's not difficult to understand, so I think you should just give it a shot. How about that? Next question. Hey Haps, no bonus, but nah, I'm just keeping these Midas daggers. You don't want them, right? Come on. Fuck you. Anyway, my question is something that really bothers me for a long time now, so I'm going to start now. TLDR, my more than less casual free company has a bard that straight up refuses to use his dots and songs and cooldowns. I tried all I could do to tell him, not directly, I have zero plan what I can still do. Straight up, tell your bad that the bard would be the last thing I want to do. So what would you do? You literally link them to every resource bard has ever done. You gotta say, dude, listen, you're a cool guy, but like, oh, you gotta do these things, man. If you, you just gotta do them, man. Here, look at all these guides, please. Like, I just don't want to see people, that's normally the big things, like, I just don't want to see people giving you shit in the duty finder, giving you shit in the party finder, because you're not doing these things. I'd rather me as a friend talk to you about them than these other people that are literally gonna treat you like a bitch. Like, you gotta do that. I don't even think I need to read the long version, because, like, oh, man. Yeah. So, yeah, he wants to try Midas? Yeah. You gotta talk to him. On that note, next question. Hey, Mr. Haps, have a Vath trusted status. I'll share mine with you since I'm farther along than you, I bet. Yes, because I haven't done a single Vath quest because I've been getting materia every day. Hey. As far as RMT goes, wouldn't it be better if the devs decode in new adventures to have the within trading range with you before first sending them a PM? They seem to set up their bots to do the work on their own and then walk away from the game. Having a system in place like this would make their lazy you know, that's a good suggestion. Make it so that if you're a new, yeah, but then if you're a new player, that fucks. The problem is there's no way to, other than different chat blockers, which they do, they code different means of finding whether or not you're an RMT based on your messages. So, other than doing that, like, it's really hard to just not fuck over actual new players, you know what I mean? Needing to walk up to somebody to send them a tell for the first 40 hours you play the game? That sucks. So, yeah, I don't know, like, it sounds like a good idea to specifically stop RMT, but I can guarantee you it wouldn't stop them from doing it. They would just memorize exactly where people teleport in and stand there all the time. Think about that. I know, obviously, for level 60 players, it's not as bad because they mostly go to Idleshire. That still sucks. So, it's hard to tell. I don't think that's going to stop them at all for the RMT stuff. Next question. Hey, Hap, the first MMO RPG I played, the DPS roles were called nukers, or DDs. DD. So, actually, back when, in the older days of MMOs, there were several, like, if you did damage, the names for what kind of damage you did were quite different. Nukers were generally people that just one giant burst attack, and mages, like you see here. Then you had damage dealers, which generally did low DPS but high burst, and those were usually physical. And then you had DPS, which were jobs that did high DPS but did not have substantial burst. So there were a lot of more meaningful terms back then. And then from MMORPGs, the community mostly calls them damage dealers, or DD for short. Players would many times refer to their damage per second stat or their damage dealer role, EP measuring contest. When did the community of Final Fantasy start calling their damage dealers roles DPS and why? It's a modern MMO thing. Every modern MMO that's come out in the past 10 years has called them DPS. That is the name of the role, DPS. Not damage dealers, DPS. Because technically, tanks can deal damage, healers can deal damage, so I guess just calling them damage dealers wasn't quite accurate. It was a job that their focus was their damage per second. Healing, their priority was their healing. Tanking, their priority was their tanking. That's probably why it ended up that way. Alright, next question. Hi, Mr. Happy. Second time asking, I'll give you an invitation to the Shrek Club. Praise the Ogre Lord. Praise the sun, my friend. So since Sephiroth Extreme launched, I've yet to beat it. I learned the fight on day one, but I cannot get a kill group. I would create a party finder for a kill, and I get people joining that don't even know phase 1 and waste my time. I can't turn to my free company to help me clear because they don't want to do it because it's apparently a difficult fight, but it really isn't in my opinion. Because people are not like me, so what should I do to get to clear it? You have two solutions. Keep trying and start writing down names of people that do well and inviting them to a link shell. If you can find people that play well and you invite them to a link shell, you can probably get together a kill group. The other option is find a different server or a free company that does real endgame content, because it sounds like that might be more along your lines in the near future anyway. Next question. Hey, Mr. Happy. Hope you are doing well. I am. Thank you. I just want to ask your opinion for some ideas I have for Dark Knight. So I will say this now. Ideas, like using entire questions for ideas, I generally won't comment on them too much. Because everyone has ideas. I have ideas, you have ideas, and a million other people have ideas. And none of us are working for the game. So I'm the least effective person for you to tell this to. The most effective place is usually on the actual forums, because that will help ensure that potentially somebody who can actually do something with this information is hearing it. So I'm just going to tell you now, these are going to be very blunt answers. I'll read them, but I generally don't give thoughts on them because we all have our own ideas. I could just say, yeah, it's a good idea, or no, I don't think that's a good idea, and maybe explain. Currently, a few skills at Dark don't work very well with other skills. Main one I can think of is Dark Dance. Any idea, an idea I have, I can change to Dark Dance is to get rid of the evasion buff and replace it with a buff that increases parry strength, so it becomes a better defensive buff. That's not a bad choice. I agree that the evasion is very counterintuitive because of what's the other one? The one that gives them MP on hit. I can't remember the name right now. But it's very counterintuitive because you would never want both of these up at the same time, which is basically how you play it right now. That's very unfortunate that you have to use them that way, but yeah, I think increasing the amount of damage parried is not a bad idea. Two, some other stuff I have thought of are just ideas to be cool for the job would be second. First of all, change its Abyssal Drain to put it on cooldown and get rid of the MP cost. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I understand it's really good for getting AoE ranged enmity. And don't get me wrong, that's a good thing, but most tanks know when they need to get AoE enmity and will just go someplace and do their regular AoE enmity. So there's no point in burning all that MP on Abyssal Drain. I agree. Doing what you said, I agree, could probably help. And three, the next idea I have is a new skill, or maybe change Shadow Skin. I wouldn't change Shadow Skin. I understand you trying to make it more like the Final Fantasy XI counterpart. I don't think they need to change it. I don't think they really need any changes to their defensive cooldowns other than Dark Dance. I think everything else works pretty well together. The only thing I could think of is Dark Arts allowing Reprisal to actually work without needing to be the main tank. But then it kind of that kind of defeats the entire point of it being a parry proc in the first place. Although if you're a main tank, it would allow you to generally force a parry with Dark Dance and whatnot. No, I don't think we need. I thought they were going to get Dread Spikes originally, but I don't think they need it. They're not really big on HP draining. They have a couple abilities that do it, but they're not really big on that thematically in this game. Next question. Hello, Mr. Happy, Lord of the Happy Army. Yo, we're 50 members away right now from 1,000 subs. You guys better come by the stream and get us to 1,000. Damn right, son. Just have a quick question. I've been on my Ninja main since I started playing. A lot of Ninja questions this week, and have to learn to deal with the low latency I would have every now and again. You mean high latency, because low latency is great. However, my desktop is having some hardware issues. Take me a bit to save up enough money to replace the part. In the meantime, I have been playing on a laptop. Oh, I know where this is going. How does Summoner fare against other jobs in terms of DPS? Generally, Black Mages are preferred because a good Black Mage never has an issue with needing to move a lot in a fight. However, Summoners can be played a little bit more comfortably if you're someone who isn't very good at that spatial awareness. You can kind of just play around whatever as long as you know when to stand still and spam your Ruin 3s or your Ruin 1s, whatever you might be doing. So Summoner does alright. I would never say Summoner's bad. Summoner hasn't been bad since they had their MP fixes, I think back in 2.45. They've still just always kind of flown under the radar of kind of like a niche job that some people love playing. I think they're deadly as fuck, and their AoE is, oh my god tier. But, Summoner's good. I think you'll enjoy it on your laptop. Alright, next question. Hey, Happy, finally asking another question since like week 40. That's like half as many weeks ago. Half the series, more than half the series ago. Anyways, got two. One, lore question. In Pharaoh's Hard Mode, is there a reason why we still hear the Siren song? Because we like music. There's literally no other reason, and you're right, it's probably very incorrect that we actually have that background music, lore-wise. I'd say you're overthinking it, but it makes sense. The way you're thinking about it does actually make sense, and I think Ethis brought that up, or Sly may have brought that up recently. Two, I've been editing together some Feast matches for the PS4 Share Factory I'd like to post on YouTube. As my first uploads, I'm wondering if I'm fine syncing with the standard 14 music. Yes, you should be fine with the standard Final Fantasy 14 music, as long as Answers isn't playing, or the Heaven's Ward theme aren't playing. The Feast theme, you'll be fine though. Next question. Hello, Mr. Happy. First time question. Watch your videos on YouTube a good while though. Thank you for coming by the series, and I'm glad you decided to ask a question. TLDR. Oh, the whole question is TLDR, and I was like, where's the TLDR? It just says TLDR. I feel that 14 is the most gorgeous Final Fantasy game ever made. The landscapes are beautiful, but I feel I'm not forced as a player to traverse them and experience them much at all. At least back in 11, we had locations that were maze-like, such as Ostroja, or the Atunka Jungle, or the Palace of Hujoi, and the quicksand caves to adventure in. I mean, let's face it, the Heavensward zones are mainly just massive zones with great design, but not much to do in them once you're done with the main story. I feel the development team has failed to let us do more in the zones from A Realm Reborn to Heavensward. Is Final Fantasy 14 too much of a queue-up for a boss fight instance MMO? It is. That's the modern-day standard of an MMO. And while they will always try to give us reasons to go out and explore things like daily hunts, weekly hunts, actual hunts, gathering, side quests generally, story quests tend to take us to different landscapes, fates, for whatever reason we may need them. It's not actually exploring the area. It's like, I just need to go to this place. And very few people will take in the scenes. I highly recommend you do the Sightseeing Log. Sightseeing Log is a feature that gets you to go all over, discover beautiful places, gives you experience points, gives you achievements. I highly recommend you as a player sound like you would really like the Sightseeing Log. Next question. Hey, Haps. First time asking, so I have 3 free Might and Gear stores. You just reminded me I still haven't beat A at normal this week. I was wondering if, now that you've been into some of the new raids, you have some footage of them, where do you think a mid-core static will run into the wall? A6. I think A6 will be your wall, but it's a wall that's overcomeable. It's just, Blaster is probably going to cause problems for a lot of groups. I've seen it cause problems for groups that I've been in. But after a while, after Blaster, Vortexer is kind of rough, but he's not that bad. He's just got a lot of movements involved. I think that A6 would be the only wall, and then A8. But I think they're overcomeable. It's just a matter of people practicing enough to understand what they see. Next question. Hey, Haps. 2 questions for you this week, which connect to one another. So firstly, since a lot of people in your stream ask whether there should be new skills perked straight to 4.0, is there anything you'd like to see happen to the current jobs? I mentioned the Paladin, the AoE shield lob earlier. Ninja... I'd like to see a little bit more stealth gameplay on Ninja. Something that, like, stealth is just, even in PvP, it fucking sucks. I'll say it. I want to see it be more useful, the stealth aspect of Ninja. That's the big one. As for other jobs, no, I love the way most of the other jobs have turned out. If anything, the Glamour Eggies for Summoners. It's just Glamour.
Give me... I'll get a notification. Oh, that's why. Some people still have trouble with this. I don't blame them. This fight sucks. I have 2 petals. I just need 1 thing. kills with ulti a lot. It wasn't me. Oh. God damn it. The thing is, I really hate this fucking one. I hit double crank too. God damn it. God damn this fucking piece of shit thing. Alright, what was I? Alright, more happy.
Not a functional new Eggy, but just the Glamour Eggy. The Eggy Glamour. Just please, bring it. I think Dragoons would be cool to have a stacking ability like the Wrath Grease Lightning. Blood of the Dragon is your Grease Lightning, just so you know. It doesn't, its duration and the way it interacts with your Skogul is basically your equivalent to Grease Lightning. Keep that in mind. The second question is something you'd like to see implemented, be implemented for other jobs. God, so many jobs just feel so well-rounded. Dark Knight's one of the only ones that doesn't really feel full, I guess. Astro feels kind of a little unfull too, but they still feel good. It's just, I feel like there could be something more here. And I can't really figure out what it is, so I'm going to pass. But the Shield Lob and the Stealth are the two big things for me. Alright, next question. Hi, Mr. Happy. Sorry about my little tantrum over the A3 Savage Strength. There was an impulse post that I wrote without really thinking. So that leads into my question. How do you cope with failing goals? I obviously handled it poorly since failing goals often demotivates me and makes me scared to set new goals. I mean, you win some, you lose some, right? Like, I set goals for myself. Okay, so I actually made a list of goals at the beginning of the year. Now, I'm going to pull them up right now. I don't think I'm going to put them on the screen. But in my Twitch chat, it's !, 2016. And actually, I can pull them up on the screen right here. Just give me 2 seconds. Obviously, they're kind of on the screen right now, but it's a little fucked up, so... Alright, here they are. My goals. Move in with my girlfriend. I literally put that as a goal, even though I knew it was happening 5 days later. Legitimize Mr. Happy Gaming as a business. Okay, I know I'm working on that, and I haven't told you guys about that yet, but we are working on more legitimizing Mr. Happy Gaming. Get YouTube subs to 100K. We're almost at 91 right now. I have no doubt we'll reach our 100K goal. Get to 45,000 Twitch followers. That's a hard one, because I play a very low-key MMO, so without some big boosts from like sponsored stuff or whatnot, that's going to be hard. That's a tough goal, and I don't know if I'll hit it this year. I'm reaching for it though. Get to 1,150 Twitch subs. That was a fucking stretch. I think it's possible now, but it's a fucking stretch. And I don't know if I can reach that. Last year, raise over $10,000 for Extra Life. That was my goal last year, and I did not reach it. That is so you know what I did? I just made it my goal again this year, and I accomplished that. Next time, I'll go for it. I can't let the last failure stop me from going for it again, so this year, that's what I'm going for. Met more awesome people in Twitch community. Stupid goal, because I meet awesome people all the time, including you guys. See all the great people I've met again, which I've already done. Create a Discord channel for my community. I've done that for subs over on Twitch. Reach 2 years on Twitch. That happens May 23rd, and we actually have a shirt that's going to go on sale for that. And be happy and grateful for every moment of what I get to do. It's a blessing. I'd say I've met that goal in spades, but that's what I've had to do. I've set those goals, and I failed them. I failed some of them last year, so they're my goals again this year. That's how I coped with it. I just don't say, you know what? I didn't get it last time. Doesn't mean I shouldn't try for it again. I just convince myself of that, and it works out. Next question. Sup, Happy? No bonus. So take some tremor earrings of aiming. Desynthesis. Okay, coming from console gaming, I'm used to being very relaxed. I know where this is going. You know, laying down on the couch while playing 14, so making the move over to the PC is a different experience. Even though I bought a nice gaming chair and my desk is at a good level, I'm still finding it difficult to stay at the desk playing for hours without feeling like I'm crippled at the end. So the question is, what do you do to deal with stuff like this? Achy back, wrist pain, thanks. So first of all, you don't have to play with your keyboard. You can still play with the controller, which will bring back some of that relaxed feeling. On top of that, please keep in mind that you should stand up and walk around every now and again. I don't do it as often as I should. I deliberately get my coffee from 7-Eleven now, so I am forced to walk for like 15-20 minutes. And I'll do it like once or twice a day, plus going to other places. Like, I make sure I make chores for myself that involve me staying, like, moving my legs. Because if you sit there, you stare at the monitor, the gunners help me out to stop getting headaches. Coffee, caffeine helps me going, and I don't get wrist pains. Maybe it feels like a good height for you, but it's not actually a good height for your wrist. I would get some wrist guards also. Those can definitely help as well. Next question. Hello! A few things about Ninja. Man, tons of Ninja stuff today. Let's see. I'm currently I-220 Sephiroth Extreme Weapon, crafted arms and wrists, no crazy overmelts, mix of lore and proto. My stats are 1,151 dex, 1,036 crit, 458 dent. I believe my rotation and understanding of the job to be on point. Managing dots, buffs, utilities are basic. I maximize trick attack usage when available, sometimes delaying the ninjutsu by 5 to 7 seconds. I recently tried delaying the second blood for blood by a few seconds so it catches the 390 off GCDs and 2 dots, thanks to the timer. You shouldn't need to really delay it all that much. it's an 80-second cooldown. The other ones are 90. So if you do, you only have to delay it by 2 seconds. I can easily go through A6 Savage Dummy without foods or pots. 3-minute parts of 1600. That's good. I can easily do Sephiroth Extreme 1300. That's good. What's it called? I can go to Striking Dummy for 11 minutes and maintain 1550. I mean, you can. I wouldn't recommend it, though. If you're holding your rotation steady, you should run out of TP in 11 minutes. It's a lot better now, though. You can last... I can do the entire Stone Sky Sea Striking Dummy 3 minutes without a single Invigorate. So with Invigorates, you can go a lot longer as a ninja now. So it's not that unbelievable, but you probably are hitting a few breaks, which is why you drop down to 1550 in the first place. But I still feel like my DPS is low, especially compared to Dragoon, Monk, Black Mage. They do more. I mean, that's literally the bottom line. You're looking for an answer about how to improve your job. Monk will do more damage than you. Black Mage, given the opportunity, will do more damage than you. And Monk and Dragoon should, although you can be closer to them, do more damage than you. You're trying to compare yourself to 3 jobs that actually should be better than you, or should be doing more damage than you. What's called? Even compared to top-end ninjas who are able to down the I5 Savage Dummy at 210, I was always 1 to 3% short when I tried at that gear level. Keep in mind, most of them are using pots and food. That is something that's very important to remember, especially if you were trying at that time. So my question is my DPS actually low, or is it just the design that other jobs are outclassing? Yeah. I wouldn't even say they're outclassing. You bring different things to the raid. You bring Smoke Screen. You bring Shade Walker. You bring Trick Attack. You bring Goad. You bring those things. You bring the slashing debuff. You bring good burst. You bring good targeted burst. Like, you bring good utility to the raid. They bring good utility too. Battle Litany's nothing to laugh at. Mantra, Dragon Kick, nothing to laugh at. You bring pretty fucking valuable utility. The other jobs are designed to bring less utility, but really do a lot of damage, especially when AoE is involved. Link to my A5 Savage Dummy attempt. Alright, I won't be able to watch that here. I have a pretty basic one that covers the basics of Ninja, and I know I sound farther away now. Yeah, I have some videos that really haven't changed. Like, Ninja is still pretty simple to understand. It hasn't changed much since it released in patch 2.4. It got some changes in 2.45. Our TP's a little better now. And that's really it. And we have a few new abilities that are, like, really simple to work into your rotation. So, I don't know. I don't really think you need too many tips. I think you're maybe a few points shy of where you should be for 220 stuff, especially without overmelds. But I think you're being a little too harsh on yourself, to be honest. I think we have 3 questions left right now. Yeah, 3 questions left, because there's 27 replies in the entire thread. Okay, that means that we're almost done Arena with every single question this week. Hello, Happy. 2 quick questions, I guess. 1, what is a good transmuting strat? For transmutations, if you're going to transmute, do your 2-point XP strike quest. You get 12 materia. Sell the good ones. Sell the Savage Aims, sell the Savage Mites. That way you're guaranteeing an income. Then spend the shitty ones like Skill Speed. Even Spell Speed doesn't really sell that well on Gilgamesh anymore. Or you can get like the parry or things like that, and then go gamble with those. Now, if you were just gonna buy materia to transmute, you would buy 5 different types of elemental materia, as many of them as possible, and then gamble with those. Because when you transmute, you can't get the same type of materia that you put in back out. So if you put in a Savage Aim 4, you can't get a Savage Aim back. You can't get a Savage Aim 5, you can't get a Savage Aim 4. So you're basically just throwing an expensive materia into it to get less expensive materia. So you have to take the shitty materia and put it in there in hopes of getting the good materia. So that's the way that I would recommend doing it. 2, what's a good reason to leave a free company, and what are bad reasons to? Good reason, you don't get along with the people there, nobody's talking, you want to pursue a different goal, you want to be a raider, your free company doesn't want to raid. Those are acceptable reasons. A bad reason, I don't like this person's glamour, or I don't get along with a single person, but I get along with everyone else, but because I hate that single person, I am going to leave. Those are bad reasons, in my opinion. And yeah, or if you just don't feel like, or another good reason, you just don't feel like home. It feels like you try to be a part of the community and nobody wants you there, or it feels that way because nobody really talks to you, even when you're trying to talk to them. So I'd say that those are good reasons, and then the bad reasons are like petty little things. Next question. Hello, Mr. Happy. Have one more bird mount. I have none, so I'll take one. Ravana, please. I have some quick questions. 1, I have a 24-inch monitor. I want to buy a new and bigger one. What size should be great? All sizes. If it's 1440, though, make sure you have a computer that can run the game at 1440 consistently. The game does not have very good support for anything above 1080. It has support for it, but I don't know. I don't like it. I prefer 1080 even on my 1440p monitors. So any size works. These are, what, 29 inches, I think, and they work really well for the game. 2, what is supposed to be the duration of one global cooldown? 2.5 seconds at base. However, some abilities have longer, like Imperial Arrow technically has its own global cooldown, sort of. I don't really know if that's the right way. I don't think that's really the right way to put it. It has its own cooldown, but it's a weapon skill. Yeah, 2.5 seconds is the base for global cooldown, and then some jobs can speed it up with skill speed, spell speed, buffs, things like that. 3, what do you think is about having a way of exchanging Gil and MGP? Too easy. I would have everything from MGP, and I would never go near the gold saucer, ever. So no, if you're going to throw Gil at MGP, I don't really even know what you would do. Like, I have no advice on that level. And the final question for this week. Hey, Haps, longtime viewer, not my first post. Don't worry. I reckon people act like I don't, like, I know I don't say your name on the thing, but come on, man. I know who you are. But I live by my own rules, so I have 150 lore tomes. Ayy. Just a quick question. Got any plans for future Mr. Happy merchandise? Yes, I do! We have a new shirt that's going to be on sale to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of the Twitch stream. I know it feels weird that I don't do like a 2-year anniversary for YouTube, but I don't know, Twitch was like much more of an adventure for me to get partnered, and it was a much bigger deal to me than like making videos on YouTube. So actually, let me grab the image right here. I'll show you guys a little sneak peek. Let's see here. Sneak peek, sneak peek. Where is it? Where is it? Seriously, where is it? Fuck did I put it? Where did I put it? Giggity. Oh, it's probably in my downloads. No, no, no. I'm gonna find this. Fucking video's not ending until I find it. Can't fucking find it. Where did I put it? I know I have it. Okay, you know how I'm gonna find it? You ready for this? I'm gonna switch to my live stream. This is my overlay for my live stream, right? Hey, we're down to 949 subs. And image 3 is the... Oh, here we go. There you go. Partnered with Elgato, by the way. That is going to be on the new shirt that is going to be going on sale mid-April. And it will be available for 3 weeks, I believe. So, if you're looking towards getting a new shirt, this is to celebrate 2 years of being partnered on Twitch, which is on May 23rd. The shirts will go live in mid-April. So... make sure you got your wallets ready, because these shirts are only going to be available for a limited time, and they are never coming back. 2-year anniversary shirts. And then, of course, we are considering more merchandise, like mouse pads or things like that. But I don't know. We have a partnership, actually, with Design by Humans, but I haven't put anything on that store yet, only because I need to make sure I understand everything when it comes to Design by Humans, or any sort of mass production website, and see if it's worth it to put things on there versus doing Teespring, and there's a lot that goes into it. So we're still working on that, but yeah, we have that shirt becoming available soon, so definitely be on the lookout, and thank you for the compliment at the end of your question. On that note, guys, we're going to wrap things up for this week's episode of Mondays with Mr. Happy. Here are the videos, the barely any videos, and be on the lookout for those PvP ones. I promise you, boo-boo, I will get those videos out to you. Okay? I will do it. But on that note, guys, I'm going to get going. I got plans for this evening. I got important stuff to do. I will see you guys next week for another fun episode of Mondays with Mr. Happy, the first Mondays with Mr. Happy from San Diego and from my new office. Anyway, I'll see you guys then, and until then, take care.
Okay, that's it. What was I? Snakebot. Oh, Mogoro. These 25. And get the shit in the foundation. Oh, whoops. There you go. After this one, it's a dungeon roulette, and then we out. And then we'll return with some other stream. Actually, no, we won't. We're more than enough for the night. Oh, yeah, Cold War. Alright, sure. Son of a bitch. Fuck you! Cranking need passing the lens. Passing this one. I don't get it this week, I don't get it this week. I just, this wasn't that bad. You got a crank! Woo! Go. Done with the Gold Wars. For the time being. Quick moment while I teleport back to Shire. Oh, fuck this. That's the only thing that's on the 220 at the moment. Well, these two as well. We'll see though. I don't see that much many good casting viewers. Already up to 660 in the accuracy. That's the one piece, right? I don't know if there's gonna be another piece. So that's that. Let's finish up the thing. That will finish it up. Then we just play other shit. What we got? Oh, this is my I have to do that and then get the release track press so I can actually get material. I might go double duty on the side. Just fuck yourselves. Seriously, fuck yourselves. Then I might start. Yeah, I'm probably gonna start doing double duty on the side. Oh, hi. Oh, I'm definitely being collectible. You're gonna have to consider whack, it's all. Those definitely. Those I have to solve manually. No big deal. Oh god, that one. Stealth. What? 6. Also 2. Sort of need to get 2 of those more. Wow. That's gonna take a while. Great. Which makes me sad. Because I think I still need red scripts, right? Yeah, that's what we should promote as well. Yeah, I'd have to wait till normal anyway, but still. Nobody thinks much about electricity until don't. They really. Something more on point. Yeah, okay. Let's go with it. Let's... let's take care of these things now. Then we could deal with them more tomorrow, I suppose. Although, to be fair, tomorrow morning we're not going to be doing that because it will reset in the middle of the night. I'm gonna take an hour nap, I suppose. So tomorrow morning it's gonna be possibly the L60, so I could do this faster, and then some other stuff. Probably doing these BTQs. I'm actually gonna double up on these guys, so we get the shit done faster. Also, because fuck the serfs. I'll hang out on my old pad. Actually, no, I don't have a shower. Why not? Some different shit and that's it. I don't know if I'll do random lots. What's going on up here? I haven't seen this. Okay. Still have a few more, so do that. I might start on drops first, but I'm not sure. Well, see you guys again later.